right, so here we go. Welcome everybody, and thank you for joining us. We're going to be playing Boardroom Siege from our friends at Mythical Mystery Games. We have Jessica joining us, representing them. And we can do introductions for everybody who will be playing tonight, starting with Ace up top.
All right. Hello, I'm Ace Casanova, otherwise known as Matt. I draw a lot of fantasy stuff on Twitter and on Coffee, so if you want to check me out, you can. I'm going to be playing Claudio Bosco tonight, the beneficiary of an enormous trust fund. Claudio is a member of the Northwood Orchards Board of Directors. He is relentlessly upbeat and constantly promotes teamwork and synergy. Claudio wears loose button-up shirts and a ubiquitous smile.
Okay. Next, Celinda.
Hi, I'm Celinda, and I own Delve Candle Company. We make small batch D&D themed candles to like add ambiance to your game sessions. And I'm happy to be here. Thanks for having me. I will be playing Alexis Carpenter, a young electrician apprentice. She is the assistant of Deidre Whistle, and she favors wearing oversized sweaters and large glasses. She's curious and clever, but also shy and a little bit nervous. So that's Alexis, and that's me. So thank you.
Going on, we have Jessica.
Hello, I'm Jessica from Mythical Mystery Games. We make mystery party games, so the game we're playing right now is our second one. You can find the rest of our games on our itch page, mystgames.itch.io. We have 3 out of 6 are available right now, and you can also find us on Twitter at MythMystGames. I will be playing Luna Grace, an affluent entrepreneur. Luna is a member of the Northwood Orchards Board of Directors. She tends to be calm, intuitive, and observant, and she is known for making astute investments. Luna wears flowery dresses with peace sign accessories.
Which you can actually see an example of on Twitter. And Kaya would be next.
Hello, I'm Kaya. I am called the Warlock of Many Faces, which mostly means I do a little bit of everything. I am currently working on a new solo journaling RPG, which is coming out tomorrow, called Galatea, which you will be able to find a preview of on my Twitter at mirror_lock, and pick it up tomorrow at mirror-lock.itch.io. Today, I am playing Deirdre Whistle. A professional electrician, Deirdre is the mentor of Alexis Carpenter. She is very enthusiastic about science and engineering, and she tends to be assertive and critical. Deirdre likes wearing jeans and colorful scarves.
Very nice. Chris is up next.
Hi everyone, I'm Chris, Deserted GM. I run one-shots, mini campaigns, long-form campaigns, pay to play on startplaying.games. Focus mostly on Middle-earthy stuff, so especially the One Ring, the new edition right now, first edition if you want to play that. The D&D port, Adventures in Middle-earth, but I can also run D&D and a whole bunch of other games. And then I'm starting to write up some of my own little scenarios, some cozy halfling stuff coming down the pipe. I'll be reprising my role as Tabitha Whitecliff from last time. Tabitha is the mother of Remington and grandmother of Algernon, rest their souls. And Tabitha has had to give up her reclusive lifestyle following their deaths. She's perceptive, shrewd, and beguiling. Tabitha likes wearing eccentric, mismatched clothing and keeps her hair unkempt.
Very interesting. Goes with the cats. Nash will be up next.
Hello, once again. I'm back. For those that remember to be, I'm just Nash. I'm one of the fellow YouTubers along with Andrew. played Power Rangers for a while. I appeared a few times, but yeah, I do my own stuff for somewhat for now. Though I'm inactive on it at the moment, just streaming every Sunday and leaving it at that. But yeah, today I'll be playing Brad Johnson, a wealthy businessman, and he's a member of the Northwood Orchards Board of Directors. He thinks very highly of himself and assumes everyone else thinks highly of him too. He wears polo shirts and with the collar popped.
Interesting choices there, Brad. And we have Mallory.
Hi there, I'm Mallory. I'm a friend of Myth Mist Games. Not a streamer or a content creator by trade, but happy to be here. Today I will be playing Serena Soto, a lawyer in the employ of the Whitecliff family. She is an enthusiastic environmentalist, fearless, resolute, and principled. She wears clothes in earthy colors with a stylish blazer, and she always carries an oak hiking stick with her.
I've never carried a hiking stick indoors.
It's very important for going up the stairs.
Double check which of these I have where. I can't remember. This one is okay. So then we also have 2 recorded tracks for the characters that we are missing. First up will be, what is this, Pat Masando? Play that now. Careful, it might be a touch loud.
Meet Pat Macedo.
My name is Pat Macedo. I'm an elderly custodian, and I work in the Northwood Orchards headquarters. I am soft-spoken, earnest, and practical, and I'm a skilled jack of all trades. I wear navy blue overalls with a name tag, and I carry a large ring of keys.
I forgot about that music getting loud again. Let's see. And then this one is narrator. Sorry, I have 3 different music playing apps open for this. Then we have Jacob Diaz.
Meet Jacob Diaz.
My name is Jacob Diaz. I am a devoted executive and member of the Northwood Orchards Board of Directors. I am dour, argumentative, and I have disdain for people with inherited wealth. I always dress professionally, and I am never seen without a tie.
Okay. And then lastly is myself. Tonight I will be playing the role of Max Aker. An old friend of Algernon and Whitecliff, Max is a member of the Northwood Orchards Board of Directors. Pushy, provocative, and contrarian, Max wears all black clothes, dark sunglasses, and carries a large briefcase. Not too unlike myself, except for the briefcase and sunglasses. So then, that would lead off on all the characters, and we will get into this with the narrator. Please follow along at home, as you could also solve the mystery of who started the zombie uprising. If everyone's ready, let's go ahead and play that narration.
Mythical Mystery Games presents the second mystery of the Northwood Fables, Boardroom Siege.
Salutations, citizens of Salchester. This is Penelope Press with the Salchester Gazette, bringing to you the second installment of the Northwood Fables. News of the recent deaths of Lord Remington Whitecliff and his son Algernon spread quickly throughout Salchester, and the prevailing rumors alleged that magic was involved. The Whitecliff family stayed tight-lipped about the circumstances, noting only that they had handled the matter internally. However, Remington and Algernon had had an acrimonious rivalry as business partners at the Northwood Orchards, and their unexpected deaths thrust the company into significant turmoil, forcing the board of directors to call an emergency meeting at the company headquarters. Aside from the gossip surrounding their mysterious murders, though, the meeting promised nothing out of the ordinary. But the events that unfolded proved to be as horrifying as they were inexplicable. The meeting had been a heated affair, filled with insults and animosity. Tabitha Whitecliff and her lawyer, Serena Soto, believed the board members were trying to use Remington and Algernon's deaths to seize control of the Northwood Orchards from the Whitecliff family. The board members insisted they had no such plans, yet so deep was the rift caused by the deceased father and son's infighting, they couldn't even agree among themselves what their plans were. One of the board members, Brad Johnson, went so far as to suggest cutting down the orchards and developing the land into a shopping mall. Serena was infuriated at the suggestion, and Tabitha dismissed it outright. Day turned to evening, and they ordered takeout and snacked on leftover cookie cake from an office party earlier that week, arguing all the while. But as night fell, the meeting was no closer to concluding. Finally, there was a knock on the boardroom door. It was a custodian with a name tag that read Pat. He said it was time to lock up the building. Though their meeting had been fruitless, the board at last agreed to go home and reconvene in the morning. But as they stood to leave, a banging sound reverberated through the Northwood Orchards headquarters, followed by the cascading clatter of shattering glass. Before anyone could move, two more figures appeared in the doorway behind Pat, breathless and sweaty, as though they'd been running. They pointed to the windows. Bright lights in the boardroom reflected off the glass, making it impossible to see into the darkness outside until their faces were pressed up against the windows. There was a collective gasp. Illuminated beneath dim street lamps in the parking lot was a dense horde of people. They clamored against the building walls, pushing their way inside through a broken window on the first floor. And though it was hard to tell at first, the lamps lit faces among the crowd, faces that looked bruised and bloody, pallid and gray, decomposing, with skin sloughing off. One thing was certain. The people pushing their way into the Northwood Orchards headquarters were dead.
Okay. Let me start off with Brad.
What's going on? Who are those people outside? Huh?
I would say they appear to be zombies.
What the hell are you talking about? And who are you?
Q&A round 1.
Oh.
Jump straight to the Q&A.
Hiya. I'm Alexis, and that's a Doc, Deidre. We're just electricians. We were working upstairs, and we saw the zombies outside.
Of course. I should have seen this coming. And my name's Luna.
Everyone listen up. We're 6 stories up, so it'll take the zombies some time to get here. Do what I tell you, and we'll all be fine. We have to barricade the door.
Hey there, I'm Claudio Bosco, and yes, we should also barricade the stairs and the elevator down the hall. Let's go, team, we can do this.
I'm assuming Pat will be the same, so should I read for Pat, or do you want to?
You can read for Pat, and I can read for Jacob if you want.
That'll work fine, yeah. We'll have to be fast and get back inside before we board up the meeting room, and as the name tag says, I'm Pat.
Well, while we're all introducing ourselves, I'm Serena, and I'm sorry, someone said zombies? Since when do zombies exist? What are they doing here?
Well, I don't require any introductions. Those are all excellent questions, but does anyone know anything about these zombies? Who are these people?
Okay, so it looks like we're heading to the Q&A then. We will start with Brad on the Q&A, and I'll lead through this so we can tell when we're supposed to end.
Mm-hmm.
So, Brad.
Hey, Pat. That's even your real name. Who are you? What are you doing here, bro? Why are you here? None of us know you. Did you bring the zombies?
Sorry, plays a little music and then
Q&A round 1.
and then more music. I'm so prepared.
Yes, Pat is my real name, and I'm the custodian. I work here in the Northwood Orchard's headquarters. I see most of you almost every single day. Do you seriously not recognize me? That's honestly offensive. Hey, has anyone else seen these electricians before? Deirdre, is it? I don't know who you are. I didn't know there would be electricians here today. Do you work here normally, or did you just happen to show up when the zombies did?
Deirdre.
My name is Deirdre Whistle, and I work here occasionally. I'm not surprised none of you recognize Alexis and me, though. We don't often pass through the main offices. We were fixing an electrical junction box today. There was a leak from the roof that was, threatening to wreak havoc on your electricity. Fortunately, we got to it in time. Alexis and I were just finishing up on the roof when we saw the zombies coming. We ran through the building, looked for anybody still inside just to warn you all. Claudio, you seem exceptionally friendly. Why are you so cheerful when we're under attack by zombies? As far as I can tell, no one else here seems to get along. Are you using your over-the-top cordiality to hide something? Or to overcompensate for summoning the zombies here?
Claudio.
Of course I'm not compensating for anything or trying to hide anything. I'm just a super friendly guy. That's how I am. I get along with everybody, Teamwork is the best. You know what I always say? Synergy is my middle name. That's why they call me Claudio Synergy Bosco. Alexis, you look a little shaky and you seem pretty nervous. I hope you're okay, but I can't help but wondering, are you hiding something? Or is there something you know that you're not telling us? Is it something to do with the zombies?
Alexis.
No, I'm sorry. I'm not nervous. I mean, no, I am nervous, but it's okay. I mean, I'm not nervous because I brought the zombies here. If that's what you're thinking, I didn't. I'm sorry. I'm nervous sometimes. Most of the time, I don't want to disappoint Deidre. Since I'm her assistant, but and I have so much to learn from her. I don't want to disappoint her, and yeah, I'm sorry. But yeah, sorry. But Luna, your name's Luna, right? Is that what you said? You said you should have seen this coming. What did you mean by that? Do you know something about what's happening?
Yes, my name is Luna Grace. I'm afraid I'm just a little bit shocked right now, same as you all are. I didn't know this was going to happen. I have no idea what's going on. Just wish I understood why I didn't see this coming. Oh, I didn't know Serena was going to be here today. Maybe that's why I didn't see this coming. Serena, are there any laws against summoning zombies? If there aren't, did you think you could legally use them to get rid of the board of directors on behalf of the Whitecliff family? Or perhaps you brought the zombies here on behalf of the Whitecliff family to destroy the office for insurance money.
Oh, calm down. That's ridiculous, and that wouldn't be legal at all. There are no laws explicitly saying you can't summon zombies, because as far as I know, no one's ever summoned zombies before. Regardless, that doesn't mean you can't be held liable for intending to harm people. And I'm quite certain that zombie attacks are not covered by the building's insurance. Let me just state clearly, for the record, that I would never summon zombies to harm anyone, because that would be wrong. But Max, as the Whitecliff family's lawyer, I've been informed that you were plotting with Algernon to oust Lord Remington from the leadership of Northwood Orchards. If you were capable of plotting such a coup behind everyone's back, Why should any of us trust you? Did you summon these zombies in the hopes of staging a new coup here and now?
It's true that I wanted Remington out. He was an old man with old ideas. Algernon was the real visionary, but that whole situation took care of itself, completely out of my hands. Am I annoyed that Tabitha found some reason to get involved now? Of course. But with Remington and Algernon dead, I don't have anyone to stage a coup against or with. So, no. I have no secret plans, or none involving zombies anyway. Jacob, I know you like watching a lot of zombie movies, and your office has about 10 zombie posters on the walls. You seem most likely to have some involvement with the undead, so, anything to say for yourself? More music.
Anything to say for myself? Yeah, I like zombie movies. It turns out a lot of people like them. That doesn't mean I brought the zombies here. That's a ridiculous leap of logic. I may enjoy some movies, but I have no idea how to actually summon the undead. Besides, I don't have motive. Tabitha, I think we've all heard the rumors about the weird things that happened at Northwood House the day your son and grandson died. I heard there was some disturbing magic involved. Now there are supernatural things happening here too, and as far as I can tell, the only thing connecting these two events is you. Did you have something to do with the deaths of Remington and Algernon? Are you the source of the zombies?
And Tabitha.
No. I wasn't involved in the deaths of my son and my grandson. There were indeed supernatural forces at work that horrible day. But I wasn't behind the worst of it. Furthermore, I'm afraid I have no experience with zombies. Remington and Algernon only appeared as ghosts. Well, anyway, my magic has nothing to do with raising the dead. Brad, from what I've heard, you used to argue with my son quite a bit. In fact, my understanding is that you are belligerent with everyone on the board, and you get into quite a few acrimonious disputes. Even during our meeting today, you seem to bear strong ill will toward everyone on the board. Did you perhaps plan to kill everyone by luring zombies here?
Well, I used to fight a lot with Lord Remington, and I've argued with everyone on the board, and I don't think that'll stop anytime soon. It's only because I'm smarter than all of you. That doesn't mean I summoned the zombies to kill you jerks. I have no idea how to summon zombies anyway.
Well. So what's everyone think so far? Who's the most guilty?
But couldn't be Serena. She is absolutely solid and a good supporter of the family. So.
A lawyer, I have an obligation to uphold the law, so why would I break it by trying to hurt people with zombies? That's all I'm saying.
Well, as I said, I've got nothing really in my way now that I need to get out of it, so.
Suspicious.
Shall we move on to the next section?
I think post haste, since there are zombies involved.
Trying to balance the music being loud.
While they interrogated each other, they finished arranging fortifications in the hallway and barricaded themselves back up in the boardroom. Before long, though, their discussion was interrupted by a raucous rattling. The racket escalated until tremors permeated the walls, the ceiling, and even the floor beneath their feet. The disturbance was coming from the hallway outside the room, but with no windows by the boardroom door, it was impossible to see what was happening. Still, Max rushed to the door, leaning over the barrier they had assembled from chairs and tables, and pressed his ear to the wall.
And Max. That's me. They must be breaking through our barricades on the stairs.
Could look a little less excited about it.
Tabitha?
Oh, sorry. Muted! Get away from the door, you fool.
Don't be a bunch of babies. You'd all be better off following my lead. Just do what I say and we'll get through this. I'm ready to fight if I have to. Are you?
Fight? Surely we can keep them at bay long enough to study them and figure out who sent them and how to stop them. Fighting won't be necessary.
I mean, I'm sure we'll all be fine as long as we work together, right, you guys? Like, I can feel the vibes. They'll probably be good soon.
This misplaced, Claudio. This group of people is incredibly dysfunctional. I wouldn't trust most of you normally, much less in these circumstances.
Well, I mean, maybe we were dysfunctional before, but now we're talking about life and death. We'll have to work together.
Be ridiculous. Tabitha's right. Someone must have brought these zombies here. How can I trust any of you?
Wonder, what if none of us actually sent them? The zombies couldn't be a result of climate change or pollution, could they?
Who knows? You losers worry all you want. I bet I can hold my own against the zombies.
I wouldn't be so sure. You haven't seen what they can do yet.
They also haven't reached our door yet, so maybe we can shift our barricade just enough to open the door and get a quick look into the hallway.
That is a terrible idea, Alexis. Honestly, you should know better.
Oh, sorry. Sorry, Doc. You're right.
Sure, why a couple of electricians want to get a closer look at the zombies anyway.
Well, at least it looks like the barricades outside are holding up for now.
For now, yes, but they won't last for more than a few minutes.
What are you talking about? I helped make them. They'll hold just fine. Unless the supposed custodian sabotaged them.
What? Seriously, supposed custodian? I see you almost every day. You know what? It doesn't matter. We just need to figure out who's behind this. Well, things are developing. Definitely everyone's at each other's throats already. So moving into Q&A part 2, we begin off with Tabitha.
Jacob, you said you didn't have a motive, but I heard from both Remington and Algernon, rest their souls, over the years that you frequently voiced your dislike for both of them. Do you have a problem with my family? Are you trying to sabotage our company with zombies?
Music, and there we go.
Q&A round 2.
Listen, all my arguments with the Whitecliffs were about how to best run the company. It's never been a secret that I disapprove of how your family runs things. People with inherited wealth are always incompetent because they've never had to earn their livelihoods. But the only reason I have all those arguments is because I actually care about the company. I would never do anything to sabotage Northwood Orchards. Claudio, toward the end of the board meeting, you kept checking your watch and looking at the calendar on the wall. At the time, I thought you had somewhere else to be after our meeting, but maybe you were expecting something to happen today at a certain time, right before the zombies got here. Were you expecting the zombies? Did you bring them here yourself?
Oh, no. I mean, I had no idea the zombies were coming. I was just double checking the day and time because I wanted to make sure that I understood my astrology update for today. I always make sure that I follow my horoscope exactly, and the prediction said an important opportunity would present itself this very evening. When our meeting was running poorly, I was starting to worry that my horoscope could have been wrong. I mean, how silly, right? Horoscopes are never wrong. I can see now that this is an incredible team building opportunity for all of us, just as it predicted. Alexis, though, you wanted to look out into the hallway to see the zombies. It sounded like you actually wanted to study them. Do you know something about them that you're not sharing with the team? Why do you want to study the zombies? Like, I'm sure you didn't want to leave us vulnerable, right?
Oh, no, I'm sorry. I really didn't mean to do anything that would put us all in danger. There's no real reason I'm particularly interested in zombies. I'm just an electrician, or like a electrician's assistant. But they are fascinating, aren't they? If they're actually undead, don't you want to know how they would work? I mean, I really didn't mean to hurt anyone. I just wanted to get a closer look. Uh, but Luna, you sound like you know some things about these zombies. You keep saying you should have seen this coming. Also, you sounded pretty confident that Brad couldn't take them in a fight and that barricades would fall soon. It really seems like you know something we don't. Have you seen these zombies before?
Oh, unfortunately, I haven't seen the zombies before. I don't know anything about them. Before today, I had no idea zombies even existed. I don't understand why I don't know. Really should have seen this coming, but I had no idea whatsoever that they would be here. Brad, remember when we got the news that Remington and Algernon had died, and you weren't upset at all? I could understand it if you weren't surprised, but that wasn't the case. If anything, you seemed a little relieved. Why would you be relieved that the Whitecliffs had died? Have you been hiding something?
Why shouldn't I seem relieved when Remington and Algernon died? When they were both here, I was constantly getting caught up in their power struggle. It wasn't cool. Besides, it may not be nice to say, but with both of them gone, we'll be needing new leadership. And I feel like I'm the right one for the job. I don't need zombies for that, though. I can outsmart you jerks all on my own. Hey, Serena. It's funny that you mentioned climate change and pollution. Because you're quite the tree hugger, aren't you? You got pretty upset earlier when I suggested replacing the orchards with a shopping mall. I know you've done a lot of pro bono work for environmentalist groups. You must hate working for families like the Whitecliffs. Did you bring the zombies here to destroy the company? Are you an eco-terrorist or something?
Yes, I care about stopping climate change. I know the ideas of caring and volunteering are novel to some of you, but I give free legal counsel to environmental groups, as you mentioned so condescendingly. So, no, I'm not an eco terrorist, but I can think of worse things to be. Besides, orchards are actually pretty good for the environment, so I don't have any problem with working for the Whitecliffs and the Northwood Orchards. And your suggestion to cut down the trees is short sighted environmentally and fiscally. But Max, I heard from your lawyer that you were trying to sue the Whitecliffs to get them out of the company. It seems you think you should be in charge now that Remington and Algernon are gone. But based on the information your lawyer has, you have absolutely no grounds for your case. Since the legal option didn't work, did you want to take control so badly that you brought zombies here to do the job for you?
I was looking through my options with my lawyer. Algernon was a close friend of mine, but he's gone now, and I'm sick of dealing with other Whitecliffs. I think we'd all be a lot better off if I was the one in charge. But like you said, I was talking to my lawyer. In other words, I'm doing things legally. And I don't know what you think you've heard, but nothing's been decided yet. You'll all come to your senses and see that I'm the right choice to take over this company. Custodian, your name is Pat, right? While you were building the barricades, I saw you swiping office supplies. Maybe you thought you'd get away with it, but I'm too observant for you to sneak past. And if you're a thief, I can't help but wonder what else you're hiding. Are you really a custodian? Why did you only show up when the zombies got here? I do.
Q&A round 2.
still stuck on this? Yes, I'm the custodian, and I work here. Do you see this giant ring of keys? These are the keys to every room in this building. As for the office supplies, I grabbed a couple pens and a pair of scissors, but I didn't keep them. I just put them in a drawer so they wouldn't fall where we could trip on them and hurt ourselves. I'm used to cleaning up after you all, but I can understand how it might have looked like I was stealing. See, I'm quick with my hands because I also work as a magician. Not with real magic, of course. I just do some sleight of hand illusions. Anyway, I put all the supplies away. You can check for yourself. Deirdre, I saw you walking into the front lobby just a minute or two before the zombies arrived. Didn't you say that you and Alexis were working on the roof? What were you doing outside? Were you leading the zombies here?
Yes, I was outside shortly before the zombies got here. I had gone out to get some extra parts that we needed to fix the electrical junction box. I'm glad I got inside when I did. I had just made it back to the roof when we saw the zombies coming. I certainly didn't bring them here. Don't forget, Alexis and I came to warn you about them. But Tabitha, you just claimed you were able to do magic? No one else has admitted to that, at least not yet. Now, normally I would be very dubious about such claims, but coming under attack from the undead tonight seems to have shifted my perspective. In my opinion, if your claim to magic is real, you're the most likely to have the ability to summon zombies. Are you sure that's not the kind of magic you're capable of?
Child, yes, I admitted to doing magic, but as I told you before, my magic has nothing to do with the undead. If you must know, I have the ability to transform myself into a cat. My secret got out the day we found my son and grandson dead, and I expect it's only a matter of time before more people hear about it. So, now you know too. Anyway, it has nothing to do with raising the undead.
So many clues. So much more information still to be had.
I'm convinced it was Claudio, all that new age mumbo-jumbo.
What? I would never! That wouldn't be very team building of me.
Well, the whole team trying to break down the doors right now.
And we're a team trying to make sure we don't die, right? It's great synergy.
Have you listened to these people? We're not a team.
Well, we can be. You know, you trauma bond, right?
Don't worry about it. I'm here. We're prepared to take on any situation. So then, let's move on to scene 3.
A thunderous crash echoed through the hallway, bringing an abrupt halt to the accusations. An uneasy hush fell over the boardroom as uneven, lumbering footsteps reverberated down the hall, punctuated by feral growls. Suddenly, the door shook. It started out gentle, an innocuous tapping, but it quickly grew vigorous, rattling against the makeshift barricade. Max was the first to move. He popped open his large suitcase. It was filled with bottled water, protein bars, tools, knives, and a first aid kit. He grabbed a pair of knives and flicked their blades open, crouching behind the barricade. Claudio and Serena ran past him, pushing up against the door to brace it against the approaching undead.
Well, Luna.
I knew they would make it past the barricades at the stairs. It won't be long now before they get inside.
Maybe, but I mean, they're not inside yet. Come on, everybody, help me and reinforce the door.
If they broke through those other barricades, they'll break through this one too.
We don't have long. Whoever summoned the zombies, just call them off.
Oh, is no one taking you up on that? Great plan, lawyer. But I think we'll have to fight.
We won't last long fighting. They're slow, but they're strong, and there are a lot of them.
You might not be able to fight them off, but trust me, I'm ready. You put me in charge, we'll get through this.
No, she's right. If the zombies get in here, they'll tear us apart. We don't stand a chance.
That's unintelligent, Alexis. We don't know what the people in this room can do.
Oh, you're right, Doc. I'm sorry. I should have thought of that. Yeah, that makes sense.
Who cares? Can we focus on bracing the door, please? What's all that stuff in your briefcase, Max?
It's stuff that'll help us win this fight, and if it's proof that I'm the most qualified person here to lead this company.
Okay, but don't worry about who's in charge. Just look at how well we're all working together. We're strengthening the barricade like a perfect team.
Yeah, I told you, this team isn't very cohesive. And if someone brought the zombies here, they might sabotage the barricade too.
If someone sabotaged it, it wasn't me. The pod I built will hold up. You can count on it.
I wouldn't. They're gonna make it inside, I'm sure of it.
You don't have to be so fatalistic. Wait, Serena, what are you doing? Did you just remove something from the barricade?
It's just my hiking stick. Who put it in the barricade to begin with? It's mine.
Also something we could use to keep the zombies out. We're running out of time.
Just figured out who some of the zombies. We can make them call them off. Q&A 3 actually begins with Jacob.
Q&A round 3.
I would never use zombies to destroy the Northwood Orchard's headquarters. I dislike all of you, but that doesn't mean I would summon the zombies to kill you. That's the type of irrational plan I would expect from most of you. You've all had horrible ideas about how to run this company, so maybe bringing the zombies here seems reasonable to you, but it's exactly the kind of thing I would never do. Claudio, I just remembered, you had originally scheduled a team-building exercise for the board today. We had to cancel it for this emergency meeting after Algernon and Remington died. But you've been talking non-stop about teamwork, and you said your horoscope predicted a great opportunity would present itself today. Is this secretly your plan? Did you summon the zombies here as a team-building exercise?
Okay, yeah, I like team building, but like not this kind. This isn't my exercise. I was planning to take everybody to an escape room. And like, I know this kind of seems a little bit like an escape room, but I promise it isn't. But I bet if we all do work together, we can still get out of this alive. I didn't bring the zombies here, but like, when you see an opportunity, you have to take it, right? Max, that suitcase that you just opened has some interesting content, you know, like food, water, first aid, knives. I mean, they're all really useful right now, but like, they're not things people normally take with them to the office. I don't like to think poorly of a team member, but you haven't really offered to share any of those things with the rest of us. Why would you bring all that stuff here? Like, did you know that the zombies were gonna come?
Yeah, of course I was ready for zombies. I mean, I didn't know they were coming, but I'm prepared for any doomsday scenario. Whatever it is, economic collapse, natural disaster, zombie apocalypse, I'm always ready. I take this kit with me everywhere I go, so I can be prepared for situations just like this. I didn't bring the zombies here, but I say bring them on. You should follow my lead. Serena, we all saw you sabotage the barricade. That hiking stick is perfect for buttressing the door, but you removed it. Maybe you sabotaged the other barricades too, and you're trying to let the zombies in. Did you get so angry at the suggestion to replace the orchards with a shopping mall that you brought the zombies here to kill us? Or were you more worried about your wooden stick breaking than you are about the zombies getting in? Were you sabotaging the barricade? Are you actually an eco-terrorist after all?
Oh, enough. I'm not an eco-terrorist, but I do have to protect this stick because I'm a dryad. I'm tied to the oak tree where I was born, and this hiking stick was made from a branch of that tree. In order to leave the grove of my birth, I have to take the stick with me. If the barricade had fallen and broken the stick, I don't know what would happen to me. That's why I took it. It wasn't sabotaging the barricade. I just have to protect this stick. And as for Brad's idea about destroying the orchards, I obviously don't want that to happen, but Tabitha already made it clear that it's not an option. I didn't need to bring zombies here to kill you all in order to prevent that horrible idea from coming to fruition. Deirdre, you seem to know a lot about these zombies. You've talked about how strong they are and how fast they can move. In fact, you seem to have very specific knowledge that an electrician has no reason to have. You're not actually an electrician, are you? So who are you really? And why does Alexis keep calling you Doc?
Okay, this may come as a shock to you all, but Alexis and I are not actually electricians. I'm a biologist at the University of Selchester, and Alexis is my graduate student. I was walking home from campus this evening, and I saw the zombies crawling out of the earth from a cemetery just down the street. Obviously, I was fascinated. I called Alexis to meet up with me, and we followed the zombies here. When I realized they were headed for this building, we rushed inside to see who or what was here. That's when Pat must have seen me entering the lobby. I told Alexis to stay back to get a closer look at them, so she came in a minute after I did. We were never on the roof. Once inside, we ran through the building to warn anyone we could find inside. We didn't bring the zombies here. We're just trying to study them. Tabitha, there seems to have been a lot of conflict between your family and the Northwood Orchards Board of Directors. I don't know the exact nature of what happened to your son and grandson, but did this conflict perhaps contribute to their deaths? Have you summoned the zombies here to kill the board members for tearing your family apart?
Poppycock. It's true that the board of directors exacerbated Remington and Algernon's petty quarrels, but frankly, they had more than their share of incompetence and animosity without the board's help. I don't blame the board members at all for their deaths. I hold my family members accountable for their own follies. My only purpose here is to ensure that you all take care of our company, and to make sure it stays in Whitecliff hands. Bringing the zombies here would interfere with those goals. Now, but here's something very curious. I was going through some of Algernon's files yesterday to prepare myself for this meeting, and I found something very interesting. Brad, it seems my grandson had evidence that you defrauded the company, and he was using that evidence to blackmail you. Perhaps you had hoped that information would be lost when Algernon died. Brad, did you summon zombies to destroy the Northwood Orchards headquarters in order to erase all remaining evidence of your fraud?
Damn. I really hoped Algernon had gotten rid of those files. It's true. I skimmed a bit off the top, using some company funds for personal travel. Algernon found it, and he blackmailed me into supporting his planned takeover against his father. I was relieved when the two of them died, because I thought I was finally free of all their problems. Algernon already made me give back everything I took from the company, so I didn't think I'd have to worry about it anymore. So no, I didn't bring the zombies here. Anyway, Algernon made sure he had all the evidence of what I did. There's nothing else here for me to destroy or cover up. So, hey Pat, bro, let's say for the sake of the argument, you actually do work here. You seem really upset that we never remember you, and you got caught stealing office supplies. So you seem predisposed to crime. Did you get angry at us for ignoring you or whatever? Did you bring the zombies here to kill us all in revenge?
To turn that down first.
Q&A round 3.
Okay. Firstly, as I already explained. I wasn't stealing the office supplies. I just moved them out of the way. Now, is it infuriating that none of you seem to remember me? Of course. Is it disrespectful and insulting of you all to disregard my existence? Absolutely. But would I bring zombies here to kill you all because of that? No. That would be a pretty extreme overreaction. Alexis, I know a thing or two about being disrespected and how frustrating that can be. So, I've got to know, how do you put up with how Deirdre treats you? She's been unreasonably rude to you since you got here. Is she always like that? Did you summon the zombies to kill her as retribution?
Oh, that's just Deidre. That's how she is. She's my supervisor. I wouldn't say anything bad about her. Not that I have anything bad to say anyway. And I definitely didn't summon the zombies in revenge for how Doc talks to me. I don't even know how to try summoning zombies. I can barely grow bacteria, let alone raise it undead. But Luna, you predicted exactly when the barricades in the hallway would fall, and you seem to know a lot about the zombies' capabilities and what they're going to do. And you keep saying you don't know what they're doing here, but how can that be true when you seem to know so much about them? And I'm sorry, I'm really, really sorry, but the only explanation I can think of is, are you controlling them somehow?
No, I have no way of controlling the zombies, and I really don't know a lot about them. Truth is, I can see the future. Sometimes. Precognitions are stronger when I use my crystal ball, but I can usually see pieces of the future even without it. Being able to see that the zombies were coming in the first place, I could have avoided all this. This foresight is how I knew they would break through the barricade at the stairs. It's how I know they'll break down the boardroom door soon, and then we'll have to fight them. And I just wish I could see who summoned them. And my question's for Jacob, but we already heard his answer about why he doesn't get along with anyone on the board.
Yeah, he just kind of played through on that one. Okay, any more accusations to make? Questions? Other than that, it does seem as though we are at the accusation stage where we can gather up all of the information that we have gained so far about these characters and use that to determine who summoned zombies.
It was Claudio and with his new age mumbo jumbo, and Max was far too ready for them to show up. But I am
Astrology. Oh, go ahead.
I'm far too suspicious of the scientists suddenly in the mix.
Astrology is a long-standing tradition. It's not new age. However, I am kind of with you about the scientists now that they've actually revealed that they're scientists. Lying is not a very good team exercise thing to do.
Look, we were coming to study the zombies, and if we had been coming through and saying, oh, look, let us at the zombies, let us look at them, well, obviously, instantly you would have been like, oh, they're the ones who summoned the zombies, when no, we're just here to advance scientific knowledge. And besides, everybody else seems to be so focused on some sort of boardroom, board of directors, the fate of the company. We have nothing to do with that. What is with all that?
I mean, it is kind of our job. But if you say, hey, I'm a scientist, that fosters a little bit more trust and understanding that you might know something that's going on with, biological things that have to do with the undead, you know? Not electricians.
Can you even vouch for your graduate student there? She seems to be a bit put under. You're not treating her particularly well.
Oh no, I'm fine, really. It's all fine.
Are you sure?
You
I mean, you
Chad?
seem a little bit more like a doormat than an assistant.
Look, there's just so much to learn, and Deidre knows so much, and you sort of have to take what opportunities you can, and the zombies here were an opportunity, to further our knowledge, and Deidre can teach me so much. So, um, she's really brilliant, really.
You said
Steady when
you're the
there's
one.
no zombie outbreak.
You said you're the one who couldn't even grow their own bacteria, right?
Right. So I definitely can't summon zombies. It's growing bacteria can be tricky sometimes. So yeah. Uh, I don't know. Uh, Mr. Brad gentleman. I don't know. I don't know much about business, but it does seem. Um, I'm sorry. You just have an off-putting manner, and I really feel like if anyone here was going to summon zombies, it would probably have been you.
If anything, I'm thinking more of a side effect of one of your things. What did you even do with all the other experiments or projects you had to do? You just throw them out, leave it at that? Who says it couldn't just been a byproduct of that?
That is surprisingly brilliant for somebody like you, Brad.
Yeah, I mean, that is a pretty good point.
I mean, I said I'm smart.
Eh.
If you're intimating that this zombie plague could have been a byproduct of the university, well, you are sorely mistaken. We have very strict rules and guidelines about how we dispose of biological material, as I'm sure our lawyer here would likely be able to attest to.
Yes, as a lawyer and a dryad, I am glad that the university is using green methods to dispose of biological waste. I doubt that the zombies are from the university. Most of these people look like they're octogenarians, for God's sake. So why would they be college students? No, I think it was probably Max. That whole conspiracy that you tried to cook up with your lawyer, who thankfully withdrew from representation of you because obviously it would have been unethical and I mean I dare say downright illegal to bring a lawsuit against the Whitecliff family in the manner that you were planning to. So it seems pretty suspicious now that zombies are here and you have a bag of protein bars. What say you?
I mean, not to blame a teammate, but like he also keeps saying, "Hey, make me in charge," too, and that's kind of sus.
I am the right person for the job. We have all this here. We have this here. I was ready for it. Nobody saw it coming. So, ergo, anything else that we don't see coming, which apparently is a lot around these times, I'll have something ready for that as well.
But we're supposed to be working as a team together. A board is a group of people, and you can't just solo that kind of stuff, you know?
Well, it would seem I don't really have to. Luna can see the future. I can be even more prepared for any upcoming situations. Although, kind of strange, she didn't see this happening. Seems pretty big to miss.
I don't know. I can't. It's my something's up. It's you know. I don't know. It's my crystal ball. Maybe I need to go get it checked out.
If you think you can get to it, I don't know. We will have to fight if you want to even do that.
As a team.
gosh. I don't know. Does anybody have any ideas? Trying to go over this is like who I actually suspect. There's just so many.
I know.
I suspect Deirdre that this was an experiment, research project, and then maybe Alexis was supposed to dispose of it but didn't correctly, and so we're now stuck with it, and that's why she's so nervous.
I did not consider that angle.
I like that. I like that because otherwise I'm like, I mean, Max, but I like that team of two accidentally causing zombies.
Those academics.
Darn college.
I really
yeah,
like
it's
the
almost
idea
game
that
11.
this is just a team building exercise gone awry, and that Claudio actually summoned them. You know, and thought this was going to be the ultimate team building challenge.
Fucked around and found out.
Yeah, exactly.
Then Max is just a weirdo who actually is prepared for a zombie apocalypse at any moment.
Yeah.
He's a prepper. He's ready for everything and not everything.
I mean, I've encountered people who have that level of just they're bringing everything all the time with them. So understandable, sir. Have a nice day.
I mean, if we take Deirdre's story at face value, which is kind of a mistake in this, and she was literally just on her way home when these things rose out of the cemetery, that puts it on Alexis, who is just tired of being treated the way she is. And then they led them here.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it is really hard being a grad student. I will say that.
True.
That hit far too hard. Did Jonathan write that?
Yeah.
Jonathan. Yes, Jonathan wrote this.
Oh, no.
Yep.
I'm just gonna walk away with my undergrad and not understand that.
It was a PhD student who wrote that role. Yes.
Oof.
Yes, indeed.
So perhaps this was because of Jonathan fantasizing what he would like to do to all of the professors in his grad program. That he summoned the zombies.
Yeah, they just went to the headquarters instead of the university.
We just went meta.
Part of it is what if Deidre or Alexis were summoning the zombies, why would the zombies come here? I feel like there's a connection.
I mean, unless you did it accidentally and then you're not able to control them.
No, that poor Alexis. That might be something that censor her.
Hi, Miss Baby. You gonna jump up and join us? Do you know who the murderer is, ma'am? My cat has just walked into the room. Oh no, you can't jump on that. I know. You can't walk on my computer, ma'am. Here we go.
Oh,
That's one of Tabitha's
Tabitha's transformed.
Or it's actually Tabitha.
It's actually Tabitha. She's just turned into a cat to try and avoid the zombies.
Smart, actually.
You can't accuse me of this if I'm a cat, clearly.
Yeah, Pat and Brad seem a little too outrageous for me on that one.
They're just power hungry.
Mm-hmm. Very power hungry.
Yeah, I vote Deirdre and or Alexis, like that team.
I will put my vote down with that.
I could see Max fabricating the scenario though to prove that he's prepared.
To like get them to agree to put him in charge, and then he's like, "That now I'm in charge forever, haha."
That too.
Yeah.
Or of course, maybe Claudio is just lying, and this is a team building exercise.
Yeah, maybe. He seems like the kind of dude who like wouldn't think that through, and then it happens, and he's like, "Oh no."
She paid top bucks or all the money to get a bunch of actors play zombies, and now everyone's gonna have to.
And now they're actual zombies. Oh crap!
Just a collection of method actors.
Yeah.
It's Michael Jackson's chorus.
I mean,
Bad, failed. Nope.
I guess it could be this custodian, who's rightfully very annoyed by how he's been treated. I don't know. he just was done with everyone and summoned the zombies.
Mm-hmm. But then why warn the group? Why not just like leave them there?
That's true. That's a good point.
This time around, there are also like more normal people than the previous game. Man.
Yeah, I'm sticking to Alexis.
Wow. I can't believe the mild-mannered grad student / electrician's assistant. Prime suspect.
I mean, stuttering makes you very suspicious. So does being entirely too upbeat, though, so.
Yeah, I don't... Yeah.
They were both on board with that electrician story, so that really kind of pushes that lab accident narrative a little farther.
Or maybe they had to take a extracurricular improv class, so they're like really on the yes and.
It's the zombies coming to the headquarters, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, I highly suspect it's somebody more closely related to all of the boardroom drama.
And there's so much boardroom drama.
There's so much boardroom drama.
Because again, assuming that Dieter's story is truthful, they came here.
Yeah.
I mean,
Luna is kind of suspicious if she can see things and didn't see a zombie horde coming and took her staff out of the barricade. Because, like, even if it is like a druidic tie, it's a good barricade.
No, that was Serena.
Oh right. I'm getting names mixed up. Whoopsies.
And I was gonna say I find it suspicious that we're not finding the lawyer more suspicious. I don't know.
Yeah. Who trusts lawyers, man? Am I right?
I just had to protect
She
my
did
stick.
seem. She did seem suspiciously
In the
aware.
world.
Suspiciously aware of the airbud clauses when it comes to zombies. Nothing says that you can't summon zombies.
The most important quote today was "as a lawyer and a dryad."
Yes, that was so good.
That was good.
Why, thank you.
I was trying not to do any like spoiler tweeting, but I did tweet as a lawyer and a dryad because that was fantastic.
Oh my god, I'm Twitter famous now. Yay!
I mean, in this case, a lawyer and a dry, wouldn't that just make it the Lorax?
I speak for the trees, specifically the Northwood Orchard, which I work for the Whitecliff family and I'm very rich and make a lot of money to support my trendy blazer lifestyle.
And the trees say, "Don't cut me down."
I mean, I think that makes sense. Like the dryad summons the zombies to protect the orchard by getting rid of the board. And I mean, can dryads summon zombies? I don't.
As a lawyer and a dryad, I would think that zombies are antithetical to the whole dryad thing, right? They're like undead, and being a dryad is all about like living things. But that's just my 2 cents.
All right, so here's the other thing against Serena though. Like, we don't actually know where her home oak is, and that may in fact be in or near the orchard.
That's true.
So if it were to suffer being a part of a shopping mall, that would mean no more Serena.
Mm-hmm.
On the other hand,
and desperate times come for desperate measures.
Yeah. On the other hand, she's the lawyer for the Whitecliff family, who are still in control. Excuse you, Tabitha is still in control. There's not going to be any cutting down in any mall. So there'll be a real risk, right? If accidentally the attack on the board also wipes out Tabitha.
Also true, yeah. Gosh, there are just so many suspicious people.
Who is the scientist?
However are we supposed to choose?
The scientists, they want the orchard space for a new lab. That science side of university keeps expanding.
I mean, who says Tabitha is going to turn into a cat and run out the window, survive falling because they don't have the cats aren't affected by gravity.
They always land on their feet. Those like floating shoulder blades or whatever that they have.
Yeah, the math behind that is crazy. And using their tail as a parachute.
Yeah. Cats, man.
Are you ready to level final accusations and find out?
I think I'm just going to go with Max being completely misguided enough to where he's just trying to prove himself and way over his head. Although my backup is definitely Alexis trying to get some respect.
Yeah. I'm going to say my final is also Max, with backup being scientists.
It's sounding awfully plausible, yes?
Maybe I did do it.
I'm going with obviously the scientists, and then backup. I'm going with the one that was a team building exercise.
Claudio.
Yeah, I think Alexis, either with or without the knowledge of Deirdre.
Yeah, it just seems suspicious enough that her walk home was right past some zombies.
I'm going to refrain from putting in an accusation. Since I know that.
I will go with Serena and my backup. I don't know. I really want it to be Claudio because I just but I guess probably my number 2 would be Max. I like just thinking he could handle it.
My main guess is Max, and then backup guess is Serena because that's funny.
Can we move on then?
I think that was everybody.
Yeah.
With an abrupt, horrible splintering, the boardroom door ripped out of its hinges, clattering against the makeshift barricade. The boardroom denizens screamed as pale, scabby hands pushed into the room. With beast-like growls and ravenous snarls, grisly fingers gripped chairs and tables and shoved them aside, furniture legs screeching against the hardwood floor. The last pieces of the barricade came crashing down, and the zombies stumbled into the room. Brad and Jacob held their chairs to ward off the advancing horde, while Serena fended them off with her hiking stick. Pat grabbed a splintered table leg and pummeled the zombies, battered flesh peeling away beneath his bludgeon. Glancing between his astrological watch and the onrushing undead, Claudio shouted encouragement to the team.
You can do it! Synergize!
Alexis and Deirdre scrambled to the back of the room, hiding behind chairs and watching with equal parts fear and curiosity. Max ducked behind the scientist, clutching his knives, while Luna opened a desk drawer and withdrew a large crystal ball, hurling it into the mob. It hit its mark and fell to the ground, covered in blood. Tabitha, suddenly, was nowhere to be seen, but a lithe tabby cat had thrown herself into the fray. She scratched at rotting faces, shredding decomposing tissue beneath her claws and fleeing before the slow-moving zombies could catch her. But there were too many. Serena, Brad, and Jacob fell back, struggling to stymie the tide. Deirdre pointed and muttered, enthralled, as Alexis grabbed her chair and joined the line of defense. With a heroic crack, Pat's table leg shattered into splinters. Claudio glanced with increasing concern at his watch. The tabby cat stared at the throng, golden eyes unblinking. She darted into their midst and returned moments later, dodging lunging hands and winding through the swarm of legs, pushing Luna's crystal ball ahead of her. The ball rolled to a stop in front of Luna as the zombies pressed forward. The boardroom denizens were crammed into the corner, out of room to maneuver. Macabre fingers clawed at the chairs separating the living from the dead, decayed teeth gnashing between thin, necrotic lips. They were out of time. Luna wiped gore from the crystal ball and gazed past the smeared viscera on its surface, into its murky innards.
I can see. It's Max. He's the one who summoned them. I can see it.
What? How do you know?
Forget it. Just hold him back.
It's no use. We'll have to jump out the windows.
We're 6 stories up. We'll die if we jump.
Look at their eyes. They're fascinating.
Don't just sit there, damn it, help us. You should have listened to me. It's too late now.
No, come on, guys, don't give up. We can still do this.
Suddenly, the tabby cat jumped on Max's shoulders. He shouted and screamed and tried to push her away, but her claws dug into his neck. Then, without warning, she was Tabitha again. Max staggered as the old woman slid down off his shoulders, shoving him into the restless mass of undead. He disappeared beneath a flood of decomposing limbs. For a moment, it seemed as though the swarm would consume him and leave nothing behind, like an ocean tide swallowing a sandcastle. And then Max's voice rose above the zombies' lurid moans, chanting arcane, unfamiliar words.
Irad vicum irun sodaj! Irad vicum irun sodaj! Irad vicum irun sodaj.
As he spoke, the horde's movement slowed until the incantation reached a quiet conclusion, and the undead were left still, lying lifeless on the floor as if they were sleeping.
Let me explain. I only brought the zombies here as a test to replace Claudio's team building exercise. If you'd just done exactly what I said, no one would have got hurt.
That's a lie. I saw it. Your lawyer must have told you your case was hopeless. You went to the cemetery yesterday and performed a ritual to make the zombies rise tonight. You needed them to take control of the company. You thought if you heroically took command and saved us all, we'd have to put you in charge of the Northwood Orchards. When no one followed you, you just hid in the back of the room, planning to let the zombies eat us. You were only going to call them off once we were all dead.
There's two.
There was nothing Max could say. They had caught him, and he knew it. Pat was the first to leave, eager to get to the safety of his home. Usually, he made sure he was the last one in the building, so he could lock the doors behind him. Today, with the first-floor windows shattered, he didn't really care. Despite Alexis's misgivings, Deirdre looked joyous as she led her student back to the University of Salchester, carrying one of the undead bodies between them. Luna's revelation, meanwhile, seemed to take a toll on her, leaving her in a bit of a daze. She took great care to clean her crystal ball before leaving in silence. Jacob and Brad departed only after they'd had their fill of shouting at Max. Claudio, of course, complimented everyone for working together while fighting the zombies, and for figuring out the truth as a team. When he left, he was still smiling, as upbeat as ever. Tabitha told Max she was removing him from the Northwood Orchards Board of Directors, effective immediately. Serena assured him that, even if there were no laws specifically referring to zombies, there were plenty that would hold him to account for what he'd done. Finally, Max was left alone, standing in the ruins of the boardroom, ankle-deep in dormant corpses. There were, of course, many reports of a strange horde of unhealthy-looking people moving through the streets of Salchester. But by the time I made it to the Northwood Orchard's headquarters, Max Acker had fled, and the zombies were nowhere to be seen. Perhaps he'd coerced the undead back to their graves. Still, the destruction left in their wake was undeniable. Over the next few days, I attempted to meet with the people present in the building at the time of the attack. Only a few were willing to talk, and they were clearly disturbed by the incident. But the picture they painted of the events was consistent, and I'm inclined to believe it was not a hoax. Soon afterwards, Tabitha Whitecliff took over temporary leadership of the Northwood Orchards, and for a time, things seemed to calm down in Salchester. Eventually, of course, I received news of another extraordinary misadventure during an eerie night in the Northwood Orchards. But that is another story. And until then, this has been Penelope Press with the Northwood Fables.
Well, I mean, it was mostly right.
Well done, folks.
You were, indeed.
Yeah, that was fun.
We got like 60% accuracy.
There were a lot of curveballs in that one.
There were.
It's one of the things that's kind of great about like the whole series, though. Like, if you haven't already, definitely play the first one. It twists almost more than this in so many great ways.
Ooh, nice.
There are a lot of moments that'll leave you like, wait, what? It just changes the landscape of everything.
Exciting revelations halfway through, yeah.
I was very shocked to learn that I was not an electrician at all.
So was I.
Oh, I was going to ask if you knew that beforehand, like if your part had that or not. But I was like, wait, what?
In the secrets part, it said that we were interested in biology, but I didn't know what that exactly meant.
Yeah, that's sort of what mine said too, but that I was worried about not being good at it. But but it didn't say we were scientists.
Yeah, I'm not sure why we decided that electricians was the best cover story.
Well, is the body not powered by electrical signals sent through your nerves?
Right, it's the
That is a good
Frankenstein
point.
connection.
Yeah.
Or Franklin, if you want.
True. All them Franks.
No, I think in that first one, I don't think it told me that Tabitha can shape change when in the secrets. I think I found that out halfway through the first adventure. Like,
You get a plot twist even yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think it said like any of the scene.
No.
Those ones were so like,
That's so fun.
Hold on, I need to process that one for a second.
As you're talking, you're like, wait a minute.
I'm a what?
But you know, by the looks of it, also just character relationships. Max didn't have much in common, but apparently he was helping plot within the first one.
Dun, dun.
But then again, seems like I don't know. This time something else just was wrong.
Yeah,
No, he wanted to take over before, so this time Brad wasn't involved though. It was just Max this time.
Brad was like, nah, you got this.
Definitely a fun time though. I'm glad to get the answer right. If missing the whole like cases hopeless part with the lawyer.
Yeah.
There was just so many like accurate ways for that to go.
Mm-hmm. Usually, I'm the person who either gets killed when I play whodunits or ends up the murderer, so I'm delighted that I was not either of those things and got it right.
Well, Claudio
I
was
mean, if it was-
definitely like my favorite. I really appreciated his energy, his relentless positivity. So
Gotta bring those positive vibes, even when it's life or death.
Oh gosh.
I mean, if Max wasn't actually lying, technically, you would still you was still the reason if he wasn't lying, you would have been the reason he wanted to do that. You would still be a reason to be part of it.
Why didn't I
Mhm.
think of
For
this?
the murder.
I could certainly
I
see
have no
that.
idea if my power's about to go out. It's exactly 5 a.m.
Dun dun dun. At least we got through it before you potentially had your blackout.
Probably. Hoping it doesn't, at least. But still, probably will.
Yeah, definitely check out the other ones. There's also the 3-player one, which is it's a little easier to arrange 3 people. The Northwood House Overture, which takes place before even the other story. And we'll also throw you for a loop. I will provide a link to their itch page down below in the description, where you can find everything available. And I mean, I hate to ask, but do you have an ETA on the next chapter?
So the third game is out right now, Haunting in the Orchard. It is quite haunted. Takes place dark winter night. So that one is available now. Actually, that one is in a bundle that there's 4 hours left. So if you want to get that bundle, that game and 50 other games, you can hop on that in the next 4 hours. And we're hoping to get the rest of them out by the end of the year, but don't hold us hard and fast to that.
Jessica, is that the picnic bundle?
Yes, it is the picnic bundle.
Yeah, go to itch picnic bundle, folks.
Ooh. Yeah, no, I
When
wouldn't.
you get it
I wouldn't
yourself,
hold that
there are
against anybody.
recipes.
This is definitely
Yes,
a
the
lot
recipes.
to write.
The recipes for this game are it's a takeout stir fry and a cookie cake and rum and cola. And all of the recipes are vegan. So again, that makes that super easy. But you can also make it not vegan by adding, if you don't want the tofu scramble, you could add something else. But there are lots of delicious recipes. I think my favorite recipe is in the one in the Haunting in the Orchard, the third game that's in the bundle. So another perk of downloading the games.
I'm sorry, I heard the words cookie cake and checked out.
Quite a good cookie cake. I think we put the serving size as 1 to 12 because I could sit down and eat the cookie cake.
How much of the cookie cake left over from in the game do you think the zombies ate?
Well, I think it was gone before the zombies got there.
Oh man.
Or
Well,
that was the summoning requirement.
True, maybe Max brought the cookie cake.
Yeah. That's what attracted them here.
one of the most delicious spells.
He was always prepared for a picnic.
True, he is always prepared.
Always.
Yeah. Food to die for.
Things might have gone fine. He didn't need zombies. There's cookie cake in the breaker. Oh, well, that was definitely fun. Once again, check everything out. Link in the description below. It's nice having everybody here. I look forward to working again on other projects in the future.
Thanks for hosting, Andrew, and thanks for everyone else for playing. I'm glad y'all had fun.
It was a
Absolutely.
blast. Thank you for inviting me.
Yes, thank you for organizing this. This was a lot of fun.
Yeah, thank you so much. This was a lot of fun, and yeah, it's great.
Yeah, I
And
mean, with
thank you,
chapter
Andrew,
3
for
out.
hosting.
Anytime. I also do a lot of other tabletop related stuff and play very hard games to punish myself, apparently. Yeah, with chapter 3 out, we'll definitely have to get on scheduling the next one. And let's go.